Hello student, today we are going to discuss next theorem or converse of previous theorem. We seen in previous lecture theorem every subgroup of cyclic group is cyclic, okay, and this group is also seen. So converse of today we are discuss converse of this theorem is true or not, okay. So converse of this theorem, here given statement is every subgroup of cyclic group is cyclic, okay, every subgroup of cyclic group is cyclic. Here converse of this statement, what is converse of this statement is converse of this statement is every subgroup of group G, every subgroup of G is cyclic, then given group G is cyclic, okay. This is converse of this statement, okay. So converse of converse part, okay, converse of our statement or previous theorem. What is converse of statement is, firstly statement every subgroup of this theorem is already seen in previous lecture, okay. Every subgroup of cyclic group is cyclic, okay. So in previous lecture this theorem, proof of this theorem is already seen, okay. So today we are discuss the converse of this statement, okay. Converse of above statement, converse of above statement or converse of above theorem, converse of above theorem need not be true, okay. Why? What is converse of this statement? Converse of this statement, converse, what is converse of this statement is if every subgroup of group G, every subgroup of group G is cyclic, every subgroup of group G means given group G and given group G their subgroup, okay, their subgroup is cyclic, then G is cyclic, okay. Every subgroup of group G is cyclic, then G need not be cyclic, okay, then G need not be cyclic, okay. This is converse statement of this theorem, okay. So how to proving this statement is, here give counter example. So your counter example is K4 group, okay. In above lecture K4 group is means claim for group. Claim for group is counter example of this statement, okay. Claim for group and their subgroup, okay. Subgroup of their subgroup is generated by A, generated by B, generated by C, and generated by identity, okay. Claim for group is contain only 4 elements, okay, and their subgroup. In previous lecture you also seen their subgroup, okay. So this is generated by A, this is subgroup of K4, but which contains only 2 elements, A and A. Similarly, which is also contain A and singleton B, this is A and C, and identity generated by identity, it contains only singleton identity elements. So this all 4 groups, or this is all 4 subgroups, this is 4 subgroup, this is cyclic because A has this sets as A generated, B generated, C generated, singleton E generated, means this sets has generated. So these four subgroups, these 4 subgroups are cyclic, okay. These 4 subgroup are cyclic, but given G is not cyclic, okay. This is statement says that every subgroup of group G is cyclic, means their given group G and given group G, their subgroup suppose H, K something, so many subgroups, these all subgroups are cyclic, then G need not be cyclic. So there are counter example is K4 group. Okay, K4 group is K4 equal to E, A, B, C. This is G. Okay, and this is H, K, L, and M. This is subgroup. These 4 subgroups of K4 group G. Okay, this group have 4 subgroup, and these all 4 subgroups are cyclic, but K4 is not cyclic. So how to prove this? Counter example. Every subgroup of group G is cyclic, then G need not be cyclic. For counter example, let G equal to claim 4 group. Claim 4 group contains E, A, B, C. This is a group with what is condition of these elements is A square equal to B square equal to C square equal to identity, and AB equal to C, BC equal to A, and AC equal to B. Okay, this condition for this group. Okay, G equal to claim 4 group. So their subgroup is, so let generated by A equal to, their subgroup is E and A, generated by B equal to E and B. Okay, generated by C is E and C, and generated by E is singleton identity. These all are subgroup of claim 4 group K4. Okay, but K4 is not cyclic. Why this is not cyclic? But K4 is not cyclic because K4 has no generator. K4 has no generator. Okay, so K4 is not cyclic. This is the corners of this statement. Every subgroup of cyclic group is cyclic, but every subgroup of group G is cyclic, then G need not be cyclic. Okay, so but G is cyclic, then their subgroup are cyclic. If G is cyclic, then their subgroup must be cyclic, but their subgroup is cyclic, then G need not be cyclic. So corners of this statement are given statement. So next point is group of cosets. So next point is group of cosets. This is also important topic for this chapter. Group of cosets. So first definition, write coset with respect to multiplication. Okay, write cosets with respect to multiplication or dot. Okay, so definition is let G be a group. Let G be a any group, and let G be any group, and H is subgroup of G. Okay, condition here given that H is any group and G is any group and H is any subgroup of G. Then the set is of the form written as H into HA. A is suffix for H. Okay, H suffix A equal to H into A. Okay, H into A, where H belongs to given subgroup H and A belongs to G. Okay, A belongs to G. This set is called right coset. This set is called right coset with respect to multiplication. Okay, why this is called right coset? Because H, A is multiplied by right side for H. Okay, A is multiplied by, or H written in H, A is multiplied by right side of H. So HA equal to H into A, where H belongs to H and A belongs to G, is called right coset with respect to multiplication. So similarly, next definition left coset of same definition of this left cosets with respect to multiplication. So only here change, let G be a any group and H is subgroup of G, then the sets these first two lines are same. Let G be any group, let G be any group and H is subgroup of G, then AH, okay, AH, this is written as in the form of AH equal to A into H, where H belongs to H and A belongs to G, is called this is called left coset. This is called left coset with respect to multiplication. Okay, this is definition for this is definition of right coset and left coset with respect to multiplication. So how to proving this definition, how to showing this definition is using this definition, how to find cosets for this group. Okay, so suppose that any group, okay, for any group here G suppose that given that Gaussian integer set 1 minus 1 I and minus I, okay, and there choose one subgroup of this group. Okay, so suppose that H equal to their subgroup is 1 and minus 1 is a subgroup of G. Okay, means H is subgroup of G. This condition, G is group, H is subgroup. So to find cosets of this right coset or left coset, so firstly find right cosets. Okay, so if how to finding right cosets, if right coset sets is H into A, where A belongs to G and H belongs to H. This is sets for right cosets. So how to, here H given that H is 1 and minus 1. So multiply, choose one element from G. Okay, if A equal to 1, then HA means H1 equal to H1 equal to or HA equal to HA, what is set HA is 1 into 1 is 1, minus 1 into 1 is minus 1. This is set equal to H is itself. If A equal to, choose each element from G. Okay, choose each element from G and multiply this element. So we get any set, we say that given right cosets for with respect to multiplication for these sets. Okay, so if H equal to minus 1, then HA equal to, what is minus 1 1. Okay, if A equal to I, okay, if A equal to I, these elements are from G. Okay, this 1 minus 1 I minus I, choose these elements and find their right cosets. There are 4 right cosets. When if elements are 4, then their right cosets are also 4 in. Okay, so if A equal to 1, then right coset HA equal to H itself. If A equal to minus 1, then HA also H itself. Similarly, if A equal to I, then HA equal to what is? This is also written as in the form of H of I, H of minus 1. Okay, so H of I is 1 into I is I, and I into minus 1 is minus I. This is third, and last is similarly minus I and I. Okay, so this is for right cosets. Similarly left cosets are also same, only multiply a by left sides. Okay, means here 1 into 1 or 1 into minus 1, then multiply only reverse way, minus 1 into 1 and 1 into 1. Okay, same, only change position for these sets. Okay, this is right coset and left coset with respect to multiplication. So next definition is right coset with respect to addition. Okay, next definition, right coset with respect to addition. So let G be any group, and H is subgroup of G. This condition is very important. Okay, if G be any group and H is any subgroup of G, then the set H plus A. Okay, for with respect to multiplication H into A, and for addition H plus A. Okay, H plus A equal to H plus A, where H belongs to H and A belongs to G, is called right coset with respect to addition. Okay, and similarly next definition, left coset with respect to addition. So what is definition of left coset with respect to addition? Let G be any group, and H is subgroup of G, then the set only add A by left side. Okay, A plus H equal to A plus H, where H belongs to given subgroup H and A belongs to given group G, and this set is called left coset with respect to addition. Okay, it's called left coset with respect to addition. Okay, this is definition for left coset, right coset with respect to addition and multiplication. So, and then next remark, first remark, if E is identity element, then right coset equal to left coset equal to given subgroup H itself. Okay, then their value is or given set. Here we also see that here one is identity. Okay, one is identity, left coset and right coset must be given subgroup H. Okay, H itself, left coset equal to given subgroup H, or right coset equal to given subgroup H. Both left coset, right coset are same. Okay, so this is first remark. Similarly for second, or H plus E equal to E plus H equal to H itself. If E is identity, then okay, if E is identity, then left coset equal to right coset equal to H itself. Third remark is, if A belongs to H, then HA left coset equal to H itself equal to AH. Why? Because here A equal to 1. This is also belongs to in H. Okay, A equal to minus 1. This also belongs to in H. So H of minus 1 equal to minus 1 means here HA equal to H. Their value must be, if A belongs to H, then left coset, right coset equal to H itself. Okay. So similarly for with respect to addition, then H plus A equal to H equal to A plus H. This is so this is 4 remarks. 4 remarks is very important. So if A belongs to H, then left coset and right coset are H itself, and if E is identity element, then left coset and right coset also H itself. So next theorem, any two right cosets of subgroup, any two right coset of subgroups of any two right coset of subgroup of H are either disjoint or identical. This is very important theorem for university exam. So statement says that any two right cosets of subgroup of H, okay, any two right cosets of subgroup are either identical or disjoint. So statement for using this statement says that here any two right cosets of subgroup, okay, means suppose that G is any group and H is any subgroup of G, okay, G is any group and H is subgroup of G, then to show H and K, okay, H is subgroup of G. Suppose that HA and HB are two right cosets for these sets, okay, any two right cosets of subgroup of H, okay, HA and HB are two right cosets for H, is either identical or disjoint, means HA is not equal to HB or HA equal to HB. This is meaning for this theorem, okay, means HA equal to HB means their intersection equal to their intersection is non-empty, okay, HA intersection HB, their intersection is non-empty, but HA how to prove which is disjoint, means HA is not equal to HB, then their intersection must be empty set, okay, HA is not equal to HB, then their intersection must be empty. So proof of this theorem is proved. Very simple proof for this theorem. Firstly, case first, if HA intersection HB equal to phi, okay, HA intersection HB equal to phi, statement says that any two right cosets of subgroup of H is either disjoint or identical, means given two sets their intersection is empty or the two sets are same. So if two condition here, HA intersection HB equal to phi and HA intersection HB equal to non-empty, okay, means their intersection is non-empty, then to show given sets are identical. So if their intersection is empty, means their intersection is empty, then this sets is disjoint, okay, means their intersection is empty, means not one of the elements for their intersection, then HA and HB must be disjoint because there are no same elements, because their intersection is empty. So theorem is obvious, okay, then theorem is true, okay, that is HA and HB are disjoint. So case second, Okay, second, if HA intersection HB equal to is not equal to 5, or which is non-empty. If HA intersection HB is non-empty, then to show their given sets are identical. Okay, we have to show that HA and HB are identical. Okay, HA and HB are identical. That is to show HA equal to HB. Okay, so how to prove this theorem statement? Okay, how to prove given cosets are identical? So since HA intersection HB is non-empty, since HA intersection HB is non-empty, this is right coset, this is also right coset, so their intersection is non-empty, which implies that there must be contain some elements for common. Okay, so there exists C belongs to G. For using this definition, there exists C belongs to G such that one of the elements exists in group G such that these elements belongs to in their intersection HA intersection HB. Okay, this element is belong to HA intersection HB. This element is belongs to their intersection, which must be this C must be lie in these sets and these sets. Okay, because this set is common, so C belongs to HA and C belongs to HB. Because this element is belongs to their intersection, so this element must be contained in both sets HA and HB. Okay, so which imply that C belongs to HA, which imply elements of HA is of the form C equal to H1 into A. Okay, where H1 belongs to H, and this is also C equal to H2 B. Okay, where H1 and H2 belongs to given set H. Okay, by definition of right cosets, C belongs to HA, which implies that C equal to must be element is of the form of H1 into A. Okay, right, by using right coset definition. Here also written on by definition of right coset, okay, which imply that but value of C is two values here, same elements C has two values H1A and H2B, which imply that H1A and H2B must be same. So H1A equal to H2B, H1A equal to H2B, multiply by H1 inverse, pre-multiply, okay, pre-multiply by H1 inverse on both sides, we get H1 inverse into H1 into A equal to H1 inverse into H2A, which implies that by associating H1 inverse into H1 into A equal to H1 inverse into H2 into A. Okay, so by associativity, but value of H1 inverse into H1 is identity. Okay, this is identity equal to A into H1 inverse into H2 into A. So again by using identity property, A equal to H1 inverse H2 into A. Okay, this is equation 1. But here H is subgroup of G. Okay, H is subgroup of G, and H1 and H2 belongs to H. H is subgroup of G, H1 and H2 belongs to H, which imply that H1 inverse into H2 also belongs to H, because H is subgroup. So by using subgroup test, two subgroup test, H1 inverse into H2 belongs to H, and this element so say that suppose that H1 inverse into H2 equal to, so say H3, okay, small H3 says that we get from equation 1 A equal to H3 A, where H3 is H1 inverse into H2, okay, but this A element, this A equal to H3 A, which implies that right quotient HA equal to H3B, okay. Why this is written in the form of, because this element is of H3B, okay. So but we know that sorry but we know that if A belongs to H, then HA equal to H itself, okay. By remark says that if A belongs to the H, then right quotient with respect to subgroup, right quotient of subgroup H equal to given subgroup H itself. So using this result H3 equal to, this H3 also belongs to in H, okay. H3 belongs to given set H, so H3 belongs to H, then H3 equal to H itself, okay, which implies that H3 itself, and therefore from equation 2 becomes HA equal to HB, okay. So this is very simple proof for this theorem. So how to prove it? If HA intersection HB is non-empty, then there must be, then one of the element is common. So C here containing C is common element. So C belongs to HA intersection HB. Then solving after this, H1 A equal to H2B, okay. So C, this element C is also containing in from HA intersection HB, and we get a value up to so on here A equal to H3A. So sorry, here H3B, okay. So H3B A equal to H3B, but C belongs to these common elements. So A and H3B means right quotient for this set, right quotient for this element is HA equal to must be H3B, but this result says that A belongs to H, then HA equal to right quotient for right quotient HA equal to H itself. So using this H3 equal to H, so because H3 belongs to H, then the right quotient is H itself. So by using this HA equal to HB. So this is proof of any two right quotient are either identical or disjoint. So very simple proof of this theorem, okay.